In 1962, a broke, shy kid from Oregon borrowed just $50 and bet everything on a wild idea: importing cheap Japanese sneakers to America. That risk fueled the rise of Nike, but nobody expected what happened next. Because inside the story of how a broke kid built Nike into a global giant lies a set of decisions so bold, they nearly destroyed everything before rewriting sports history. So what really turned Phil Knight's crazy gamble into a billion-dollar revolution? Phil Knight never looked like the kind of kid who would take over the world. He was quiet, lanky, and happiest when he was running the track at the University of Oregon. But even as a college athlete, Knight felt restless. His father, a publisher and lawyer in Portland, doubted the value of wild dreams. So Phil found his own way, jogging 7 miles home after newspaper shifts, pushing himself further every day. At Stanford, a business class assignment sparked something bigger. What if Japanese running shoes could rival the expensive German brands dominating American tracks? Knight poured his belief into a term paper, then borrowed $50 from his father, the only startup capital he could get. With that, he set out to prove a broke kid's idea could stand against giants. The money was small, but the risk was everything he had. In 1962, Phil Knight landed in Kobe, Japan, clutching little more than his Stanford business plan and a pitch for Onitsuka Tiger executives. He asked for the exclusive right to sell their running shoes in America. There was no company yet, just a handshake, a promise, and the name Blue Ribbon Sports, invented on the spot. Knight wired home for samples and waited, nerves stretched thin. When the first shipment finally arrived in Oregon in 1964, he teamed up with his old coach, Bill Bowerman. The two hustled shoes from the trunks of their cars at local track meets, handing out pairs to athletes and collecting payment in cash or checks, sometimes weeks later. The shoes caught on fast. By 1969, Blue Ribbon Sports had passed $1 million in sale, all through word of mouth and relentless hustle. Knight's gamble had found its first believers. Bill Bowerman never stopped tinkering. As head coach at Oregon, he obsessed over every ounce that slowed his runners down. In the early 1970s, he turned his attention to the bottom of the shoe. Most outsoles were heavy, slick, or required metal spikes. Bowerman wanted something lighter, something with grip for the new synthetic tracks, and he found his answer in his own kitchen. One morning, he poured liquid rubber into his wife's waffle iron, hoping the grid pattern would create a sole with better traction. The experiment destroyed the appliance, but it worked. The first prototype, built in 1971, looked rough but felt revolutionary. Runners called it the moon shoe because of its cratered tread. Bowerman's design was patented in 1974, locking in the waffle sole as a Nike original. The company's earliest athletes tested these shoes at Hayward Field, reporting back on every detail. That homemade mold became the backbone of Nike's innovation culture: scrappy, practical, and always chasing the next edge. By 1971, Blue Ribbon Sports was racing ahead on paper, but the reality was much harsher. Every shipment from Japan meant a new scramble for cash. Onitsuka Tiger demanded upfront payments, while American customers paid weeks later. Phil Knight juggled loans, begged for extensions, and leaned on Japanese trading house Nisho Iwai just to keep shoes moving. The company's future hung on a thread. Then, Onitsuka threatened to cut Blue Ribbon loose and find another U.S. distributor. Knight faced a choice: fold or bet everything on going solo. He chose the risk. With legal battles brewing, he needed a new name, a new logo, an identity that was truly their own. In a small office, Knight asked a Portland State design student, Carolyn Davidson, to sketch ideas. For $35, she handed over the Swoosh, a symbol of speed, movement, and hope. The name Nike, inspired by the Greek goddess of victory, became their battle cry. The break with Onitsuka was messy, but it forced Knight's team to stand on their own, forging the brand that would soon take on the world. In 1984, Nike took its boldest gamble yet. Michael Jordan, a rookie not even signed to Adidas or Converse, was offered a 5-year deal worth $2.5 million, triple what any NBA player had seen before. The contract included a royalty on every Air Jordan sold and stock options, tying Jordan's fortune directly to the shoe's success. Nike even promised $1 million in marketing in just 6 months. If the shoes didn't sell, or if Jordan failed to become a star, Nike could walk away. But within a year, Air Jordan sales soared past $125 million, rewriting the rules of athlete endorsements overnight. In 2018, Nike put Colin Kaepernick at the center of its Dream Crazy campaign, sparking a wave of protests and boycotts. Critics burned their shoes and called for a boycott, but Nike sales jumped 31% in a single quarter. The company's willingness to risk controversy paid off. Again. In 1962, Phil Knight launched his dream with just $50 borrowed dollars and a single handshake deal in Kobe, Japan. The facts show a relentless journey. By 1969, sales topped $1 million. And in 1971, the now iconic Swoosh was commissioned for only $35. Nike's rise was shaped by calculated risks, like Bowerman's patented waffle sole, and the 1984 endorsement of Michael Jordan, an agreement worth $2.5 million that changed sports marketing forever. Yet, not all details are public. Some early financial records, internal negotiations, and full legal documents remain undisclosed. What is clear, Nike's willingness to bet on innovation and bold partnerships drove its transformation from a trunk-based shoe business into a global leader. Today, Nike's impact is seen in every corner of sports and culture, backed by billions in annual revenue and campaigns like 2018's Dream Crazy, which boosted sales by 31%. The evidence tells us even the world's largest brands can start with almost nothing, if vision and persistence are in the mix.